Hello, Bonus. It's me, Bonus. And what you're seeing right now is actually, you may be mistaken that the body you're looking at right now, the beautiful body, and the hands, don't forget the hands, that is talking right now, is actually separate from the voice, or rather, the voice is separate from the body. I'm doing this voiceover after, because what I initially wanted to do was to, ignore that part, is to first of all lay out the collection of little rubber toys I have. And this will all make sense soon enough. This is, you can see in real time, realizing that I actually have two of the same one, and I don't remember buying two of these Maple Story ass mushrooms. You can tell I'm not paying attention either. I need to get a new razor. My shit's broken. This is actually the first bonus video that's a companion piece to a video that technically isn't out yet. Because the video this is tied to, as you can imagine, why the table is there, is actually a part of something that will come out in earlier June as opposed to late May. But I wanted to release something for the bonus channel in May, so I'm doing this because as I was filming the bit for the upcoming video that hopefully will have been announced by now, maybe this bonus video will go up the same day, is that one of the I totally blanked. One of the Happy Meal or just fast food toys was actually tied to this idea, and you can see this one here. I have it was just a little guy that you put on like the end of pencils. Let me explain the concept first. These are little rubber toys. Some would call them fidget toys. As a kid, I called them sticky toys. And as soon as I was sentient, sure, there are video games and movies and comic books and action figures and trading cards, but this is the first thing I actually started collecting and still collect to this day. Every time I got a new, quote, sticky toy, whether it be at a toy store or a gas station or a state I'm visiting, anything like that, I would immediately throw them in this bin. And you'll realize closer towards the end of the bin that a lot of stuff at the bottom was straight up just, I don't know what happens to sticky toys, but it seemed like it was rotting. That one I just put down there used to have a bunch of goo inside of it, like it's one of those balls you would squeeze with goo, and it just completely empty. That blue bunny character was actually the main character of all of this. I'm not going to explain the complicated overarching lore of these sticky toys, but these are the toys, the only toys I had as a kid that I still have to this day that had, that I would play with the most. See, that's one of those balls that has goo in it that you could see has seen better days. And this is a completely self-serving, selfish video I'm making just to not explain all the characters, maybe explain as I'm recording this, but you can see having fun with the hand glove one, showing off my sticky toy collection, because in the video that will be out in early June that I just filmed, I talked about my collection. You could only hope to guess what that video could be related to at all, unless I already showed it off today. Some of the characters had mounts, and that net will come back later. And that caterpillar was one of them. And this dog, you can kind of see it. I don't know if you can see it from here. It's got straight up like mold and it's rotting in there. I didn't want to toss that one though because it was a character I cared about. And you're not supposed to keep these sticky toys for long, but this is really the only toys I had when I was a kid that I still kept to this day, and I still collect. That one long red caterpillar in the front, those are, by the way, the s'more and the cake, those are supposed to smell like s'mores and cake, but actually they smell like shit and ass. You can see the one in the very far left, the Goomba looking one, was actually the end bit of the caterpillar on the top right, but turned inside out. And see, the net went with that little ball because it was one of those ones that it was a ball inside a net, and you would squeeze the net and then little pustules would pop out of the net. And the character I wrote for that when I was a kid was that one was like the trapper. Like that was the one that like setting traps, Home Alone style traps for people, and would trap people in the net. And now you can see that I've done the two lines. I'm separating them by category. Those are those little strong men, not like Stretch Armstrong style, but you know those sticky toys. Hopefully you guys, if you are nostalgic and you're watching this right now, can recognize any of these, because maybe you had these toys as well. They still make them to this day, and it's interesting that nobody really talks about these collections because, I mean, it's not like one brand like Pokemon cards or baseball cards that you could follow. There's Shadow the Hedgehog. This is just an idea that any toy maker can make. Some of them still have tags, but if you've had, and that's just straight up a brain. I got it from a museum, I think. Same thing, you could see closer to my pockets, there is a gray alien. That came with one of those sets you get for boys, that it's like, oh, a science set, make a test tube, make a volcano out of baking soda or whatever. And that was a glow-in-the-dark alien sticky toy that does not glow anymore. And then a little bit in front of that, you could see a very pink baby. I got that from an abortion seminar I was forced to attend, tied to my Catholic school that I went to, and they would give us these little fetuses, and they would be like, "This is what a fetus looks like at 8 weeks," or something. That's the first one you could see. I'm starting to realize, oh shit, this shit is rotted. That one I actually had a Vine account. That's how old these are. A Vine account dedicated to that green character, and there's another long green character that kind of looks like Larry from, I think Larry's the cucumber, right? From VeggieTales. And I had a Vine account where I would tell a story of those two characters over 6-second episodes. And I wish that Vine account still existed, but I don't think it does. But it really goes to show how long I've had so many of these things. That one with all the little rainbow balls that my hand is close to right now was the end of a pencil I got at the book fair, the Scholastic book fair that I held at our school. I argue that like a lot of these I got at a book fair, or I was on vacation at a specific place we would go to every year, or the beach maybe, or like a gas station just on a road trip. So I'm separating these into categories. The main kind of that orange one right there used to be I mean, it still is a pumpkin with 4 tiny little limbs that are sticky, but nowadays it only has one. So I think it's an interesting character, although the lore doesn't matter anymore because I know they're not real. Or are they? Maybe when I'm looking away from all these guys, they're going to start moving. But that orange guy, that little black sticky piece is the only thing keeping him a sticky toy. Once he's no longer a sticky toy, he can't be here anymore. Similarly, the red one over there that was just like a little finger puppet, we stuck the legs of one of those muscle men over there. I think out of any of these sticky toys, the ones you most likely had are the muscle men that like their bald limbs, their hands and feet are sticky and their abdomens are sticky, and a lot of them ripped apart because not only were they the primary antagonist to begin with, but also, you know, they're very thin and fine. Now you could see me getting to the bottom where these ones look gross, and I think I had to part with them, which is also partially why I'm making this video, so that I can like archive these digitally and then throw them out, but I can know that I have them. This very dumb guy with his tongue out, I don't know if you could see all the shit growing on him, but it was very clear that I now need to get rid of it. Maybe some people watch this video and be like, Andrew, this is disgusting. Or sorry, Bonus, this is disgusting. Why did you still keep all of these? And the answer is sentimentality. Similarly, as we get closer to this guy, this is very, very gross. I think because I kept them all in a bin or in bags for so long that would get wet, or other sticky toys would explode. Whatever is inside of those toys from like the year 2008 would explode all over them. And interestingly, I actually used a lot of these characters to play out fake total drama when I was a kid. I got really into total drama, if you didn't know that about me. And I would play it out with these sticky characters, and they would get like voted off the island, and I would play that in the backyard and send some of them down the slide. This is the Larry-esque character I was just referring to. Unfortunately, it is sad to part with the ones that are in worse repair, and I think we're just straight up sending off fumes that were giving me headaches or something. We have to archive it in this video because that Vine account does not exist anymore. I wish it did. I wish I kept it. For a while, Vine was keeping old Vine accounts up just as an archive. You can see I'm walking like an old man. I got femboy posture, which is like, you think it's like, oh, that's really cool. It makes my ass look fat, but goddamn was my back fucked up. All the ones at the bottom of this bag of this bin are a little worse for wear. This is one of those ones that you squeeze and then you could see the goop inside of. And this one I would bring to school and just fucking whip at the ceiling. And it's got little green spots. I cannot keep that. That one is gross. I would whip that one at the ceiling and it would just stick there and then fall down slowly. What I was saying is there's different species and subspecies. There's reptiles, bipedal characters, the ones that are just balls on strings, the ones that are hands on strings, the ones that are hands on strings connected to plastic pieces, the muscle characters, the reptiles, the like wrecking ball style characters. This used to be a duck. That's really all I can tell you about that. This is self-indulgent. Like I said earlier, this video only exists, the footage and the audio you're listening to, one, so I can get a bonus out this month, and two, so I could actually like just talk about all these and I don't have to stream it. It doesn't have to be part of a larger video. And a lot of these ones that I have to throw away. Maybe that one that's just an empty bag. Yeah, that dolphin is gross. Maybe that one that's just an empty bag next to the big blue duck, maybe I should throw that away too, now that it's made it into the video. Because also, I'm going to look back at this footage and be like, oh, surely I can find this toy. I'm sure they're still printing it. And just replace it, right? And none would be any the wiser. But that one, I didn't even know what color it was supposed to be, because it's just gray now. I'm really excited about this thing, this chimera that my bucket accidentally invented. I hope to see a bunch of fan art about this. A chimera of all these creatures morphed together. That scary godmother-esque monster. The eyes waving, that's very cute. Nice going, Andrew. I think the green one I tossed, the big, wide green one, and that orange one used to be balls. Like they were inflated balls, but then they deflated, so then I kept them as folded over taco style sticky toys, and I would make them talk by making the top and bottom go up and down. Really, this is me just giving you a peek into my childhood of all these characters I had. Yeah, that is. I don't know what that is. I don't think it's like mold or anything. I think it's just like impact effects from when stuff stuck to them or when they stuck to each other jammed in that bin, but I really don't know where else to put all these because some of them are too small to display. Even this, the bag, they're still kept in the bag, but the little, it says sticky chickens on the bag. But as I looked in, I saw that there was, yeah, some green in there. Somebody's been making out with that chicken. And then also, let's see the lid of the bin so you can see what I mean by impact, where, yeah, when the sticky toys stick to the top, it leaves that little smear. And there used to be a stress toy in here that I think I did throw out because it got gross. That's really all I had to say. You see, there's a white skeleton. There's also that yellow skeleton. The reason that yellow skeleton only has one hand, and the reason I don't play well with others or trust other people is because when I was a kid, all I had was the orange skeleton and the blue bunny, and these were the main characters. And then one day a kid came up to me, and my mom's like, "Oh, let him play with you." And then the kid ripped off the arm of the orange skeleton. And then I ended up getting a white skeleton. I'm like, "Oh, they're related." You could see the character I was talking about here, the one that used to be a finger puppet, stick the bottom because only the bottom existed of one of those muscle men. I think this video is going to end. I actually don't know how long this footage is, but anyway, I've been bonus. And now, oh, he's trying to get a wide shot. Okay, so this first wide shot he tries really fucks it up. But you get a better view of these smaller characters. I'm really excited to see that abortion baby. The fetus that they gave them out, or they said that we could have them so we could understand the severity of abortion or whatever. But all I did was bring that toy home and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Now I have like a baby. It basically became like Space Odyssey. Like that's what it was. It was kind of an all-knowing creature. And I do think getting a closer look at a lot of these, there are a lot of individual characteristics. Like the one that's just a face would latch itself onto the face of other characters and like take them over and control them. And I think this is going to end actually the footage. Anyway, thanks for indulging me.